everybody, my name is Python and welcome back to the Let's Play. Today, my friends, we're finally getting round to making ourselves a whole bunch of new fishing lakes. We've got a bunch of biomes that don't currently have a fishing lake. For example, we've got the Crimson over here. This needs a fishing lake so we can capture Hemo Piranha and Crimson Tigerfish for various high-end buff potions. We've also got ourselves the snow biome here, and from that, we'll be able to grab ourselves frost minnows for warmth potions eventually. In terms of other locations to put fishing lakes, there's not actually that many. We've got the ocean sorted, we've got various oasis biomes, so we've got the desert sorted, we've got multitudes of large lakes in just bog standard forest biomes. With that said, while we do have ourselves a bit of a fishing lake in the jungle biome down here, we don't really have one sort of at the surface, do we? So perhaps that could be something else we do in today's episode. So the shortlist is Crimson, Jungle, and Snow. So 3 fishing lakes. Well, that's actually not as many fishing lakes as I thought I would have to take on. To keep things nice and fresh, and to keep me from going insane, just digging out lakes and filling them with water, I will also do some little fishing quests here and there, and I'm also going to try and battle the Tier 1 Old One's army. As we discovered in the last episode, I think it was, we can't use the Old One's army weaponry until we have taken down at least the Tier 1 Old One's army event. So, yeah, there should be a nice amount of variety for today's episode to come. So if all of that sounds like your cup of tea, then please do be sure to head down beneath the video and spend a second to drop a like to support the video and the channel. And of course, a huge massive thank you to all of you folks who have been supporting all these episodes and the series so far. I really do appreciate it a ton, folks. So yeah, as you just saw there, benefits of having multiple of the same quest fish. I didn't even have to go fish up the Scorpio fish. We had it already. So yeah, that is how we're going to speed along the fishing quests saga side of things in this series. So then, the first fishing lake we are going to make, I think, is going to be the Crimson one. I mean, why not just get the most difficult one out of the way first, right? That way, all the other ones will seem super easy in comparison. To help speed along the process of digging out the actual lakes, we'll go ahead and use ourselves a bunch of sticky bombs, and to help speed up the mining side of things, because obviously, you know, sticky bombs, they can be a bit messy. We'll still need to dig out various bits and bobs to make the lakes look good, I guess. We do have ourselves some mining potions to help speed up our mining speed. Oh, yeah! Full mining armor, providing a grand total of 30% increased mining speed. Now that, my friends, is another good way to go in terms of increasing our mining speed, eh? Uh-oh, I've defeated the 100th penguin, apparently. Erase that from your memory. I'm not a terrible person. Is anyone else thinking what I'm thinking? Maybe we could just adapt our existing Brain of Cthulhu arena and have ourselves a big old fishing lake beneath it, right? Make it into like a multi-function area. Question: despite the fact we are technically at the underground Crimson layers, will we still get both Crimson Tigerfish and Hemo Piranhas from around here? I know on the surface Crimson you get both, but in terms of underground, I can't say I've ever tried it. Do you know what? Maybe I should wiki that just to make sure I can still get those fish from around here. Alrighty, my friends, having checked out the wiki entries for both the Crimson Tigerfish and Hemo Piranha, I can now confirm that yes, you can capture both of those fish at not just the Crimson on the surface, but anywhere in the Crimson, any layer. So here's my thinking. This sort of very bottom layer here, I think is going to serve as the bottom of our eventual fishing lake. All we need to do is get rid of a bunch of the terrain around here and then just fill it with water, I guess. Do we care about trying to center the lake underneath the arena? I mean, I won't lie, kinda. Well, that's probably me being just a tiny bit OCD. I don't know. let's go ahead and find the center of this place, and then, yeah, we'll go from there. Alrighty. Using various methods, I've managed to determine that this torch here is the exact center of this arena. So, yeah, as you can see, we've already got this almost centered. We just need to maybe dig out a little bit on the left, and then we should be good in terms of, you know, getting on with filling in this place with water. Coins descend from the heavens. Well, normally I would complain about getting distracted away from my building projects, but, do you know what? No. Not this time, my friends. All free cash is good free cash. Ah, yeah. Copper, silver, gold, a little bit of everything. I wonder if there's a very, very minute chance of having platinum coins fall from the heavens. Now that, my friends, would be quite amazing, eh? Oh, look at that. Another gold coin right there. Dude, I love coin rain. And the best thing about it is I had absolutely no idea they were adding it for the 1.4.5 update. So, yeah, a very welcome surprise addition to the game. I'm sure you'd agree. Can you imagine this for a scenario? The pirate invasion, which is widely famed as, like, the best invasion to take down if you're looking for money. Combine that with the greedy ring, so not only do you have a chance of getting more coins from hitting various enemies, but also you have like a magnetism effect, don't you? So you can just go around and scoop up coins with very little effort. Now combine all of that with coin rain, and what you've got there is a mighty dang fine way of getting lots and lots of cash. I'd love to see if we can make that a reality eventually. Test out just how rich we can get if we manage to get that scenario to happen. My friends, I think that might be the end of the coin rain. And unfortunately, I accidentally quick stacked away all of my coins, so I don't actually know how much I got. All right, well, let's go check out our piggy bank. Wow. Okay. Now that, my friends, is a damn fine amount of cash we have. Time for another distraction, another fishing quest, the harpy fish. Where is our nearest sky lake? Left-hand side of the world, presumably. Oh, look at that. That's actually one, like, right above the left-hand ocean, practically. Not entirely sure we'll be able to get there just via our lightning boots, though. So this is gonna have to be a grab job. Oh! Hey there, balloon slime. Sorry that I didn't manage to rescue you. Unfortunately, I am a little bit busy fishing. So, yeah. Sorry, not sorry. As always, we'll go for 4 of the quest fish, because I feel like that'll keep us going for a pretty good amount of time, right? Sky Crate. Now that, my friends, was not on my bingo card for today's episode. If we manage to get ourselves a lucky horseshoe out of that, oh man, am I going to be super happy. Boom! It's a red balloon. Do you know what? I'll take it. Iron crate now. My goodness me. There's a lot of cool stuff we're getting here, including a pet, the beguiling Lear. Okay. There we are. 4 harpy fish in total. Let's go ham this one in before the fishing quest resets. There we are. Journeyman bait and more sonar potions. And apparently the Duke painting. I'll tell you what, let's just wait for the fishing quest to reset, then we can get 2 fishing quests done in quick succession. So yeah, 5 seconds time, we'll have ourselves a new day, and we'll have ourselves a new quest, and here we are. Right, what you got for me, buddy? Sky Lakes again? Okay, I'm noticing a pattern here. And because we're doing this fishing early on in the morning, it means we have the highest natural amount of fishing power. As a result, I've got myself the 4 cloudfish really quite quickly, actually. All right, buddy. Second bit of angler armor, yes? Yeah! All right, that's 2 out of 3. Now, so far as I can remember, 5 more fishing quests, and we should be guaranteed the final bit of angler armor. So, There we are. 2 bits. Oh, hey, look at that. Set bonus, decreased enemy spawn rate. Has that always been the case? Anyway, we've been dilly-dallying for far too long. Let's get back to some lake making. Hang on a minute. I seem to recall there being a certain crimson furniture set added in 1.4.5. How do I make them? Let's have a look here real quick. So, crimstone blocks, crimstone bricks. Ah, okay. We've got flesh blocks as well, made out of meat grinder. Do we have a meat grinder? I have been grinding those guys quite a lot, but unbelievably, no sign of the meat grinder. Okay, well, it's my fond hope in which case that I can take all of this crimstone, and I can take all of the stone, which is somewhere. Apparently I'm blind. There we are. I'm hoping that I'll be able to take the crimstone bricks and be able to make the new furniture set out of them. Oh, okay, that's a bit disappointing. So it turns out you can only use crimstone bricks to make crimstone brick walls. Uh-huh. In which case, yes, I am indeed gonna have to... Ah! I was a nanosecond too late! No! Poor arm stealer. But yeah, we're going to have to try and get ourselves a meat grinder, huh? Or maybe I should just check out the wiki to see how to make the new Crimtane furniture set. So it turns out the flesh furniture set has actually been in the game since one of the 1.2 updates. The Crimtane furniture set, though, that is one of the new ones for 1.4.5. And here's the thing. I got things confused. It isn't crimstone bricks you need, it's crimtane bricks. The very same bricks that wind up spawning naturally as a box when you take down the wall of flesh. So what that means for us is we need ourselves a whole crap ton of crimtane ore. Unfortunately, I've got absolutely none at all. And I can't convert demonite into crimtane until I get myself a chlorophyte extractinator. So I really am going to have to just take down some more Brain of Cthulhu's, huh? Oh, man, I really hate that boss in Legendary Mode. I hate the freaking upside-down second phase. It just throws me off so much. What are the chances of us getting lucky enough to just find ourselves a large deposit of crimtane ore naturally underground? Oh, wow, there actually is some. Right beside our central elevator. My friends, we might be able to make ourselves some crimtane furniture yet. I mean, hey, at the end of the day, one of the bigger goals for this series is to explore the new furniture sets and some of the new building blocks. So, yeah, this should be a fun time, actually. I'm looking forward to this. Random intermission to gush over the amount of beautiful gem trees we have here. I literally think every single one of them has grown and are ready to be harvested. Oh, I'm so excited to do a harvesting pass. Hey, another little deposit of crimtane ore. I haven't even found that other deposit we found on the map yet. Oh, wait, hang on. There's a tiny little deposit just over here as well. Yeah, here it is. The deposit we found on the map. It's a big one, isn't it? So we should be able to make ourselves a good amount of crimtane furniture. At the end of the day, finding crimtane and even demonite for that matter, it's not actually that difficult, is it? Only they are slightly illuminated, aren't they? So, yeah, I mean, look at that. We've got some demonite there, easily visible because it illuminates the surrounding area a little bit. Brilliant. There we are. Crimtane bricks. It is 1 ore for 5 bricks. That's actually not that bad a conversion rate, to be fair. So that means we've got 330 of these bad boys. And look at that. We've already got a taste of what's to come. Crimtane platforms and workbenches. Needless to say, the reason we're doing this is because one of my other goals that I want to get done is to have some sort of fishing shack or fishing build at each and every single one of the fishing lakes we're going to have in this world and series. We want to be able to fish nice and safely, right? I guess we could use the crimstone bricks in building, though. Yes, we can't use them for furniture, but certainly building the infrastructure of our little crimson fishing shack. I think they'll work quite nicely. Ah, my old friend, lava. Oh, well, at least we're going to get ourselves even more obsidian. It's not like I don't have like 600 plus of that already. Ah, okay. That lava was enough to break the physics in this game. Look at this water. What on earth has happened here? Apparently lava can destroy the laws of physics when it comes to water in this game. That's something I didn't know, but now I do. You learn something new every day, don't you, folks? So, that is the lake completely dug out and shaped to perfection, in my opinion. Now we have to try to decide where we want our little fishing shack to be. To be honest, I don't see a reason why we can't just have one that we just sort of drop down into. I mean, so long as we've got trapdoors as the only entry point, none of these mobs will ever be able to make their way into the fishing shack, right? So then, in planning this little crimson fishing shack, one of the things that I do want to take into consideration are teleporters. Only I'm pretty sure we still don't have corrupt and crimson pylons, because you can't have NPCs live in crimson and corruption biomes, so far as I can remember. So yeah, teleporters are the next best thing. So my thinking is where these 3 torches are currently is going to be where a teleporter will eventually be wired up to. All we need to do now is dig ourselves out a nice looking space to actually host the fishing shack itself. How about this for additional safety measures? We have our door into this place be sort of normal and down here, for example, but then we also have ourselves a trap door. I mean, I know that no folks will ever be able to get through the trap door when it's closed, but I don't know. I'm just trying to think of ways to really enhance the safety of this place, because crimsons, corruptions, they are evil biomes at the end of the day, aren't they? Oh, yeah. So check it out. A brand new furniture set for 1.4.5. The Crimtane set. Where's the Crimtane chair? There it is. We'll get that placed down right there. Oh, wait. No, hang on. Toilet. I always forget about toilets. We have to go ahead and spread a whole bunch of toilets inside of each and every single one of the eventual fishing sacks we're going to have in this world. Only one of my sort of side goals for this series is to try to completely max the amount of fishing power we can have on our person. That would be quite the thing to achieve, eh, my friends? Question. Can you get a crimson dresser? Crimtane bathtub. Oh, there's the dresser. My goodness me, it looks a bit on the strange side, it has to be said. But yeah, this will offer a little bit of storage and also, I don't know, the ability to put a candle on top of it as well. It looks cool. That's all I need it for. So then, progress-wise, we're starting to get there quite nicely, my friends. We've got ourselves a pretty decently shaped build. Certainly an interesting interior. Teleporter is going to go up here. We've got ourselves a nice little safe haven and utility sort of mini basement here. And we can just throw our fishing bobber beneath us here. Obviously, once I've filled this place up, that is. So then, how about some brand spanking new walls, eh? Crimstone brick walls. We'll experiment with a few of those bad boys. And then Crimtane brick walls. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're very almost done with this thing. Just a couple of little odd jobs to finish it off. We've got ourselves the trapdoors. We can enter. They cannot. Haha. Brilliant. And then I've got myself the remaining red stained glass from that one attic area that we made a couple of episodes ago. So what if we were to go ahead and add some of those bad boys in here? Yeah, I think that works pretty nicely, actually. So, that wraps it up for this base temporarily, until we get a teleporter in, that is. And now we can finally get on with adding the water in here. So all you gotta do is get yourself a J shape, hammer the smaller side of the J, and then, so far as I know, you just keep on plopping down and picking back up the water bucket. And as you can see, slowly but surely, this place is filling up. It might take a while, but it's filling up. Alrighty, so long as the water doesn't actually touch the very bottom of our base here, this should still count as a valid fishable area. Now, in order to properly test this, what we need to do is we need to pay attention to the fishing power information bit on the right-hand side there. If it says minus any kind of percent when it comes to the bobber going down, then that means that the lake isn't big enough to the point where we won't capture junk. However, as you just saw, it didn't. It still said 56 fishing power. What that means is this place is big enough to where we won't capture junk. So, yeah, we've done a pretty good job here. So, with the fishing shack taken care of and the fishing lake taken care of here, the big question now is, what do we put in these tiny little spaces on the left and right? I mean, we could just leave them open, as is. But I don't know, I feel like there should be something in these two spaces. I don't know. If you guys have any ideas as to what we could squeeze in these two spaces, by all means, let me know in the comments area down below. For now, though, I'm going to call this thing done. And we, my friends, are going to have ourselves a little bit of a break by going for the Old Ones Army Tier 1. Now, I must admit, originally I was going to try to make all 3 fishing lakes in today's episode, but as always when it comes to building projects in my Terraria series, I vastly underestimate just how long I'm going to spend on each solitary build. I spent a long time on the Crimson build and lake, for example. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to wrap up today's episode by doing the Old Ones Army Tier 1, and then we'll get on with the other 2 builds in a future episode. That might be the next episode. It might be in a couple of episodes' time. I don't know. But hey, ultimately, we will get back to Operation F.I.S.H. That's F-I-S-H, or fishing is super helpful. It's a cool acronym, isn't it? So then, let's go ahead and let's purchase for ourselves an Eternia Crystal and the Eternia Crystal stand. My hope is that we'll be able to do this simply at world spawn here. Maybe I'll need to go ahead and just shave off this little bit of land here so we've got an arrow straight bit of land. And best of all, remember, we bought ourselves some Tier 1 Old Ones Army weaponry. As much as the Lightning Overworld only does 4 summon damage, it does come with 5 summon tag damage. I'm going to go ahead and use this exclusively in terms of Old Ones Army weaponry. And then I think we're just going to combine that with... Ooh, do I really want to use Jester's arrows for an Old Ones Army? Yeah. Would it be considered overkill for us to have buffs on? Is that strictly necessary? Do you know what? This is legendary mode. Better to be over-prepared than under-prepared, right? Yeah, check out my mining speed with my full mining armor. I don't even have the ancient chisel or a mining potion on. And this is still super fast. Oh, I'm loving this. I really do hope you folks are digging the more chill pace of this series, by the way. Like, when I say I'm having fun doing this, I genuinely am. I love having these generic Let's Play series just to experiment with the game and spend more time on the aspects of Terraria where I don't typically. Building being one of them, shaping the world and sort of making it my own being another one. When it comes to my class playthroughs, I pretty much focus exclusively on making progress. I don't really pay too much attention to the other side of things. So yeah, that's why I always take my time with these generic Let's Plays, because I want to focus on the stuff that I don't usually, you know? Now obviously we will make progress, boss and events wise in this series, just perhaps not as fast as my class playthrough. So yeah, I really do hope that's okay with you folks. I should mention that no, I haven't abandoned my ideas for a farming district at world spawn here. Me placing down this Eternia Crystal stand is only a temporary thing. I simply just wanted to take a break from the fishing lakes project for a while. So then, without further ado, let's buff on up. Make sure we've got our imp dudes on us. We've got 1 crimson rod we can use. We'll go ahead and put it just up there. And wait, what? We are on a large flat. Oh, do you know what? I think it's because it needs to go on solid land, right? There we are. Haha, we figured it out in the finish. Right, let's zoom on out here, and let's make sure we're getting on top of placing down some lightning rods. Tier 1 Old One's army, of course, is stupidly easy. I mean, yeah, look at that. I mean, it probably helps that we've got some pretty gnarly gear on us, but yeah, ultimately, I think I could probably get away with just time-lapsing this. We shouldn't die from this, right? Shouldn't. Final wave incoming. I must admit, I didn't really factor in the flying dude into my confidence earlier. I have been taking him down with my fiery greatsword, or volcano as it's called nowadays, of course. But yeah, I mean, I don't really mind too much spending a few Justice arrows on the flying dudes. They are kind of a pain in the butt, aren't they? So I think it's justified. Right. So, as long as we're keeping those guys at bay... Oh, hang on. And these guys. Go on now. We should be able to get on. We've taken down this son of a gun. And, yeah. As you can see, not having any problems whatsoever. Absolutely tanking this guy. There you go. He's done. That's right. Can't take me down. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Tier 1 Old One's army. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. I mean, he does say anything else. We've got ourselves a pet. We've got ourselves a war table. Hey, that's not too bad. Getting that from the first Old One's army we take down. So we can now have an increased number of sentries. We've also got ourselves a further increase in the number of sentries we can have via this apprentice's scarf. Do you know what? I think it'll be a really fun idea if later in the series we make ourselves a full-on sentry summoner loadout. On my previous Master Summoner playthrough, I had just sort of an all-rounder summoner loadout. But what about a sentry summoner? That could be a fun way to go, I think. So then, my friends, on that note, it is time to wrap up the episode. But as always, we've got the comments of the day. We've got Chewy Wolf 64 who says the game doesn't let you quick buff red potions because they're not buff potions. Since in most worlds a red potion would just kill you, the game doesn't let you quick buff it so you don't accidentally kill yourself with it. Thank you very much for turning my attention to that. Yeah, I did think it was a little bit strange that we weren't able to quick buff the red potion in the last episode against, what was it, the Eater of Worlds? But, yeah, no, actually, when you think about it, it does make sense. So, in future, I think what we're going to have to do is I'm going to have to buff up, then manually apply the red potion to any boss battles that I deem worthy of it, I guess. And then who knows, maybe one of the random buffs we get from the red potion might be life force, might be endurance, or maybe just some other high-end buff that'll be super useful to us. But anyways, yeah, thank you very much for turning my attention to that. I do appreciate it. And talking of appreciating things, I really appreciate all of you folks for watching today's episode. I do hope you've enjoyed it. A nice little sort of all-rounder episode, really. A little bit of fishing in the form of fishing quests, a little bit of building in the form of the Crimson Fishing Shack, and a little bit of event farming with the Old One's army. If these types of episodes are the ones that you enjoy, then please do be sure to let me know by dropping a like. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so you don't miss out on my future content. But for now, have a great rest of your day.